grip racing is actually fun in this game. I've been messing around a little bit here and there. I think I've finally started to find like a setup that works. At least it works for this car. I'm gonna test it on other all-wheel drives, maybe test it on some rear-wheel drive cars, see if it's even feasible without them drifting too much. But we're gonna do a lap around Tsukuba real quick, and then I'll take you on some Touges, and then I'll give you the tune. It will slide. It'll still slide a little bit, but nothing to the point where it's gonna drift. I do have a shorter gear ratio just for, you know, speed on the Touges. But I'm actually having a lot of fun grip racing. Like, it'll slide, but it won't actually drift. Like, think of it as just like enough to kind of push the car around the corner. Like, that's the most you're gonna get. If you go too fast in the corners, you'll slide, but you won't drift. And then as long as you like feather the throttle and like, because when you're coming out of the corner and you do start to give it gas, it will turn in more. So you just got to keep that in mind while you're playing around with it. Like, look at this, man. I'm actually having a lot of fun, like ripping up and down the Touges as a grip car instead of drifting. I'm having a ton of fun doing that. All right, let's take it to the Touges. Let me show you boys how fun it is. All right, we're gonna head to this little Touge over here. Ooh, actually I hooked in way more than I thought it would. But yeah, man, it's actually been really fun to grip race in this game. Now, I know there are grip races, but you know, if you're like me, you probably just use your drift car. Hey, look at this. We'll come back down as well so you can see it on the downhill. Like I said, you can use the slide to your advantage, or you can just slow down a little bit more and not worry about the slide. I don't know. It's just after playing 30 hours of, that's my fault, I didn't slow down fast enough. 30 hours of drifting. This has just been like really fun. We could go, you know, let's rip through the town real quick. That way I can show you versus going back down. Going back down the Touge is even more fun than doing the uphill, you know, but I mean, I know a lot of people have been saying, oh, the understeer is really bad in this game. You just got to figure out the settings. That's it. You got to mess around with everything and just really dial it in, and then it becomes really fun. I don't know, it's just, it feels good. I don't know. It's pretty satisfying. I'll have to see if I can get the other all-wheel drive cars to feel this way. This is the first one I've really kind of like messed with. Like, look at this. You know, it slides a little bit, but I mean, this thing's ripping. Like back when I was, you know, first playing through the game, like especially when I had the Civic, it was just understeering like crazy. I'm gonna have to go back and see if I can mess with it and see if I can get it to handle like this. I think I've figured out one of like the biggest things to kind of fix that. Ooh, I was way too fast in that corner. That's just on me. Yeah, this is It's quite fun to rip around. Yeah, I'm gonna have to see if I can get the other cars to, oops, to handle like this. We're back at the drift school. You know what, just to finish it off, let's, all right, poor driving. Let's go back where we started and go back downhill, and then I'll give you guys the settings. Make a full lap. Yes. These cars are always at the worst spot. It is a little more floaty on the downhill if you're really pushing it, but it never goes into a drift. So the best I could do with it, I'm sure you might even be able to, you know, get a little more out of it, but downshifting definitely helps push the car along with giving it some gas. So that's it. Let's get into this tune, man. All right, so as far as mechanical, you're gonna max everything out, big single turbo, all the suspension upgrades. When you get to drivetrain, you're gonna run the limited slip differential, and you're gonna keep it all-wheel drive. Brakes, obviously max those out. Tires, I'm running internal semi-slick, best tire you can get. And then let's go to the setup. All right, max out your rev limiter and your air pressure. Gear ratio, I think I only mess with the final drive. This depends on how you want to set up the car, okay? I'm pretty sure I only mess with the final drive. If you want more top end, go lower, right? If you want to blitz through some Touges and have like really quick acceleration, bump it up, you know? However you want to point it. This is already fairly short. Sorry, fairly short where it is. But that's completely up to you. Camber. I am negative 1.5 in the front and 0 in the rear. I played with this a lot. All right, this is kind of where I stumbled. This is where I landed. All right, but this feels good to me. As far as toe, I am 0.2 positive on front and rear for the toe. And then steering angle, lowered the steering angle. Go full low on the steering angle. If you actually read one of the manga parts near the beginning of the game, it actually tells you if you're going to do a grip car, lower the steering angle and it'll help. So I guess that's just how they coded the game. Because I was trying it before with I was like, whatever, like obviously a drift car is going to have max steering angle. I was like, let's just see how it feels. It was horrible. So full low. Any grip car you do, low steering angle. I think that's the main trick to getting it to feel like this. And then as far as this, ride height, front is 0.15, rear 0.20. And then spring stiffness, I am at 0.47 stiff in the front, 0.40 stiff in the rear. I kept going back and forth with this. Like I said, this is where I landed. I tried like full soft. It didn't feel as responsive. It didn't have that like, you know how like I said, it kind of slides, but then it doesn't actually drift. It like catches itself. If you go soft, you lose some like turn-in ability, but it won't slide as much. It's just, if you want to mess with it, you can. I'm just letting you know, but that's what I got. As far as the tire pressure, I'm 30 PSI in the front and rear. Brakes, max brake pressure. Limited slip, I am 60% acceleration and 30% deceleration, and that is it. That's it. That's the grip tune for the Evo 9. I'm gonna go mess with some other cars. I'll probably get the Civic again, see what I can do with that thing, but it's been fun grip driving. It's actually really fun. So anyway, you know the drill. Subscribe, come back. See you in the next one.